righty, good afternoon from Macomb City Hall. This is Macomb Mayor Mike Inman with the most recent COVID update. Today is the 3rd of December, and the most recent information we have we're sharing with you today from the McDonough County Health Department is actually from late yesterday afternoon. Some of this information will be updated a little bit, but we're not expecting a great deal of additional activity based on some conversations we had with the Health Department staff earlier today. So the current confirmed number of cases since the onset of the pandemic is 1,634. That is an increase over what we discussed last time we were together. There are currently 297 active cases in McDonough County, and unfortunately there's been an additional death since we spoke last, and they're now reporting 42 total deaths since the onset of the pandemic. So again, our condolences and thoughts and prayers go out to those families who's suffered some loss due to this pandemic. The overwhelming majority of these numbers continue to be in Macomb, as you might expect, since that's the population center for the county. And again, the overwhelming number of cases are in those folks under the age of 40 years old. So just some basic information we wanted to share with you. Again, some additional information coming from both the McDonough County Health Department and the Illinois Department of Public Health. The most recent case positivity number is down. It's trending down. That's good news. It's 10.7 here, specifically in McDonough County. The regional number, which is for the most part the central part of the state from east to west, not including Hancock County or Adams County, is at 13%. Both those numbers are starting to trend down slightly, which is good. They're down, for example, in McDonough County, 3% in the last 10 to 14 days. I think that's encouraging. That proves that the mitigation efforts that we're all involved with are working. So kudos to those of us that are on board with that. Continue to do that. Keep up the good work. I think it plainly is bearing out in the numbers. And to that extent, we'd also remind you, if you're one of those nearly 1,300 people in McDonough County that have been tested for COVID and are recovered, that you would again consider convalescent plasma donations. You can do that here locally through the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. That information is located at the bottom of your screen now. Reach out to them, talk to them. They can set up an appointment for you to become a donor. That is becoming much more important as we continue to see that there are positive effects from folks who are being treated from convalescent plasma, but that plasma is now in short supply. So again, reach out to the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center for instruction and guidance on how to be a donor for convalescent plasma. Also, we are having ongoing discussions, as you might be hearing at the state and national level. We are growing ever closer to having a FDA-approved vaccine, likely more than one in the next week to 10 days. We're being assured by our partners at the federal and state level that as soon as those FDA approvals have been done, that vaccine will roll out very quickly. We're scheduled to get tens of thousands of doses of vaccine here in the state of Illinois. At the state and local level, plans are being formulated, and they're very fluid right now because although we do have a mass distribution plan in effect, it will have to be tweaked a little bit given the number of doses that are available here locally and the fact that most of those plans were designed for mass inoculation with no regard for how much dosage was available. So initially, as you're all aware or should be aware, there's going to be a limited number of vaccine doses available. Our local partners are continuing to work together with the health department, the ESDA coordinator, and the hospital on the exact plan that how that's going to roll out. It will not be a 1 or 2 day vaccination. It will be staged over several weeks. And as you're probably reading or hearing in local media, that there'll be a preference for folks in the healthcare field, essential workers, and folks of a certain age that will get those initial doses of those vaccine. My point here is I want to assure you that even though the situation is very fluid and could come upon us very quickly, our local partners are working round the clock on a daily basis to make sure that we have a plan in place when that actually comes to pass. Again, it could be within the next couple of weeks, and it would likely continue for several months into the new year. before everyone gets a chance to be vaccinated. We would encourage you, as that becomes available, to do that. In the meantime, we're encouraging you to be tested for COVID and remind you that we're just completing at the end of the day 2 IDPH testing sites being ran here in McDonough County. The results from those, about 160, almost 170 people were tested yesterday. Several city staff members volunteered to be tested today, myself included, and we're seeing maybe another 100, 150 through that testing site today as well. Even though that concludes today, there's still ongoing testing available through the McDonough District Hospital testing site. Their hours and times of operation are located at the bottom of your screen now. And again, that testing site is located on the southeast corner of the McDonough District Hospital campus. Again, avail yourself of that. You don't have to have symptoms, don't have to have a doctor's order. Just show up, they'll give you the test and get your results as timely as possible. There are actually two laboratories running those tests, the Illinois Department of Public Health Laboratory and a private corporation called LabCorp. They're both experiencing about anywhere from a 36 to 42 hour turnaround from the time that you get tested and when those results are available to you. So again, encouraging your testing. It's important that you get tested, and so that if you are asymptomatic, you can then isolate from others and not be a spreader of the virus. We'd also like to remind you that if you're a small business owner in Macomb, that there are several, in Macomb or McDonough County, there are several state plans. The Business Interruption Grant Program is still available. We would encourage you to go to the state's website, the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. That website is located at the bottom of your screen now, and so that you can have a chance to see, if you've not had a chance to be involved in that program, it'll go over the requirements. And we would remind you that we have staff here at City Hall in the Office of Community Development that can help you, assist you through that grant process. As far as the paperwork necessary, you'll need to provide that, but we can give you some guidance and willing to do a little assistance on our part in getting an application ready for you. To that extent, we do have a local program that was announced earlier last week to fully, grant reimbursement. So you get, if you're a small business owner that was impacted by the, the onset of the pandemic required you to be outdoors and to serve customers, we'd remind you that we have a grant program up to $10,000 worth of reimbursement if you incurred expenses to allow you to engage in outdoor dining, whatever those costs were. Please contact the Office of Community Development here or the city's website for information on how you can apply for that. The deadline for applying is next Monday, the 7th of December. $200,000 available locally for that, up to $10,000 per award. Also, as it relates to grant programs, I would tell you that we will be getting some information out early next week about an additional grant program for non-essential businesses here in the area that we'll be making application for. So we'd remind you that if you've had a negative impact in your non-essential business from COVID, start getting receipts ready. We're likely to be awarded another grant, nearly $200,000 worth, where we can help assist you with getting you reimbursement, direct reimbursement, not a loan, but a grant to help cover those expenses. Don't have all the details available. We're waiting for the final draft of the application to get completed, but we just want to get you as a small business owner thinking about other possibilities that we'll be having in the queue to help assist you. We continue to remind you that the most effective tools we have until a vaccine is available is to cover your face, utilize social distancing, and wash your hands frequently. All those things in combination are our best tools. We'd also like to encourage you as we approach the holiday season to check out the Downtown Macomb website. There are a list of holiday festivities that have been promoted, supported, or organized with the city and some of our local partners, including small businesses. Please look at that. Santa will be coming to town, and there'll be information on how that is going to work this year. And then also there's a special little information on there about a tour of lights. So if you are interested in having your home on a Tour of Lights program, go to the downtown website. They'll have information on you there. And I'm already hearing from our staff that we're getting a really good response We're collaborating with the community brief on getting that information out to you, and an opportunity for you to get you and your family in a car with a kind of a described route to travel, and it brings a bit of extra specialness to the holiday season, when you can go out and look at everyone else's efforts to try to bring cheer and the spirit of the season to the community through outdoor holiday displays. Not a competition, it's just an opportunity for folks that have done their due diligence in trying to bring that holiday season spirit to the community, and then an opportunity for you to see it and enjoy it and share the fruits of their labor. I believe that's all we have for now. If you have questions, concerns about any of the things we've talked about, please feel free to contact any office at City Hall. We continue to have we're open, but have restricted access. We're here for appointments, and we have alternative methods of making payments. But if you have any questions, please reach out to any number of the City Hall offices here, and we'll help you without a doubt. So until next time, thank you.